Let me tell you how it really went down because nobody in that terminal could have seen this coming, not even in their wildest dreams. Imagine you're watching a woman, head held high, dressed in that perfect midnight blue coat, gliding into the fluorescent glare of LAX with the kind of poise that turns the hum of an airport into her own personal runway. That was Naomi Sinclair, and on that day, she was the storm nobody saw coming. And by the time the sun set behind those glass walls, more than just her dignity would be restored. It started with a laugh, a tiny, careless sound that cut sharper than any insult ever could. There's Naomi, checking in for her first-class seat, just like she's done 100 times before, but this time, the agent at the counter, Chloe Patterson, all painted on politeness and brutal efficiency, lets out this little chuckle. Not friendly, not nervous, just cold. That's quite the accent you have there, Chloe says, lips barely curled, eyes skating over Naomi's face, her skin, her entire presence as if she's something to be assessed, cataloged, filed away. You ever feel the air change before a storm? That's what it felt like as Naomi stood there, suitcase in hand, surrounded by whispers and sidelong glances. Chloe barely makes eye contact as she taps at her keyboard, says there's been a seating change, Naomi's first-class ticket demoted to economy, like it's nothing but a technical glitch. Sometimes the system corrects itself, Chloe tells her, and you can practically taste the smugness. The line behind Naomi shifts, annoyed, impatient. Nobody wanted to look too long in case the discomfort rubs off on them. Naomi just breathes, slow and deep, anchoring herself to the polished tile under her feet. She knows this isn't about a seat, it's about being seen, about someone deciding, with a glance and a smirk, who's worth what. She asks calmly, "Is there a supervisor I can speak to?" And that's when Chloe's mask slips, just for a second. She radios for a manager, dragging her feet, trying to make this woman's dignity feel like a burden. Meanwhile, whispers bounce from staff badge to staff badge, and a young staffer Lucas finally edges close enough to mutter, "They don't want you in first class." Doesn't fit the brand image. Yeah, that happened. Naomi nods, barely reacting, but inside, the calculus has shifted. She's not here to beg, or to rage, or to give them the spectacle they expect from someone who's just been publicly dismissed. Instead, she lets the silence settle, collecting details, letting everyone involved dig their own graves with every whispered joke and dismissive glance. Her phone buzzes her assistant, ready in the wings. Naomi's not alone. She's never been alone in these fights. As she waits, the airport hums on, oblivious. Passengers file past, attendants fidget with scarves, security guards stare at nothing. Everyone wrapped in that comfortable cocoon of not my problem. Even the ones who feel the injustice look away. Grace, a young flight attendant, meets Naomi's gaze for a split second before ducking her head and disappearing down the jet bridge, hands trembling. It's not hate, Naomi realizes. It's fear. Fear of being seen, caring too much, of becoming a problem themselves. Chloe keeps smiling, but her eyes are darting now, and Lucas can't even look up. Every part of the system is doing what it's always done, protecting itself. Naomi just sits, a living protest in designer heels, while the world tries to write her off. Let me back up a sec. This isn't her first rodeo. She spent years navigating places where power plays out in quiet, invisible ways. But this is more blatant than most. And that's what makes it so useful. Because you can't fight what you can't see, but once it's out in the open, now we're playing her game. As the last passenger boards and the terminal empties, Naomi finally stands. She leaves Chloe with a simple, loaded line, "I hope you're ready, because this story doesn't end at gate 24. Then she's gone, her absence louder than any argument could have been. Behind her, the fault lines begin to show. Chloe tries to shake it off, but the guilt, the tension, the realization, it's all sinking in. Lucas finds himself questioning the very training that told him to look away. Grace, hiding near the jet bridge, feels the shame of her silence pressing heavier with every passing minute. What none of them know is that Naomi's wheels are already in motion. In her Denver office, the calls are going out, partnerships quietly frozen, contracts under review, legal teams moving with cold, surgical precision. There are no press releases, no angry statements, just a relentless withdrawal of support, the kind that sends executives into damage control before anyone on social media even knows what happened. At the airport, the effects are immediate. System glitches, delays, confusion, the machinery grinding down without her quiet endorsement keeping the wheels greased. Chloe is called into a glass-walled conference room, forced to recount her choices. For the first time, she actually listens to herself, the laughter, the little betrayals, the complicity. Grace, finding her own resolve, finally reports what she witnessed. Lucas files a formal complaint, dry but damning, documenting the chain of command that let all of this slide. You know what I mean? It's never just one person. It's the whole system built on silence and survival. And what about Naomi? She's already a step ahead, convening her inner circle in a private retreat outside Boulder. No press, no cameras, just real conversation about what comes next. She tells her team, "Our responsibility is to build systems where dignity is the foundation, not a privilege. Where silence is not a strategy, but action is. Any partnership that falls short is Donino exceptions." That's not just talk. That's a new playbook, written in real time. A week later, as the chaos at the airport settles into the new normal, Naomi's still not looking for apologies. She wants structure, not spectacle. She's got her eye on deeper change, remaking the rules, not patching the cracks. Her message to her team is simple: fix it or walk away. And her story? It's not just about winning a battle over a seat or getting a formal apology. It's about refusing to play by broken rules and making everyone else see just how fragile those rules really were. So here's the real lesson, if you made it this far. Naomi's silence wasn't surrender. It was strategy. She didn't yell, didn't demand the world fix itself for her. She made her own justice, and in doing so, forced the system to reckon with itself. Maybe you've been where she's been dismissed, underestimated, made to feel small. Maybe you've watched it happen and didn't know how to step in. But Naomi's story shows you don't need to shout to make waves. Sometimes, the most powerful reckoning is the one nobody hears until it's already changed the game. And that's where I leave it. Was Naomi right to play it her way? Did the staff deserve to lose their jobs, their security, just for going along with the flow? Or was this exactly the kind of shakeup we need if anything's ever going to change? I want to hear what you think seriously. Share your thoughts down below. Is this justice, overreaction, or just the start of something bigger? Let's talk about what real accountability looks like right here, right now.